guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video I want to show you how I organize my recipes. I've been keeping everything on Pinterest, which is great, but I have come across some really wonderful recipes and I worried that the websites are gonna go down or something, so I'd like to still keep it on my Pinterest but also print out some of our favorites. And I also have some that I have done from like canning and from canning magazines and things like that. So I wanted to just maybe type them out and print them out and put them in my folder as well, just so I can keep them for future in case if something happens to the magazine, and that way I have it on my computer and a printed version of it. I'm kind of got an idea from She's in Her Apron. I don't know if you watch her. I'll link her channel down below. She's a pretty big YouTuber, but I really like the way she has organized her recipes, so I'm kind of using her system a little bit but kind of creating my own. So come along. So here are the supplies that I'm going to be using. I am using 1/2 inch binders from Staples, and this is what they look like. They have a little sleeve and the little push down to open them. I like these because they have they're a little bit more expensive, but they have lifetime warranty, so if something happens to them I can just return it and I'll get a new one. These are the same ones that I use for my kids as well for school. And you can also remove this and you can add your own little decor if you wish. So I picked up 3 of those to start with. Then I have page protectors, labels, if I need punch, the hole punch. I don't think I'll need it, but just in case, some markers and pens. There's the canning magazine, some printed recipes, page dividers, and then over here I have my menu planner and my home binder because I have some recipes there. So I wanted to show you the current state of my, the state of my current recipe binder. It's just not working. So I'm gonna go through all of these recipes, pick out the ones that I like, toss the other ones, because there's a ton of here that I've tried or haven't tried yet, and I've had this binder in rotation for, I want to say like 15 years. It's time to fix it up. So here is just the first part of all these things that I will be tossing, but I feel bad tossing all this paper. So I have decided that because it's plain on the other side, I am going to reuse it for kids. They can do coloring on it. So these are recipes that I will be keeping. So I made a bit of a plan
how to divide it into the three binders. So binder 1, I went with chicken, beef, and pork. For binder 2, I'm going to do freezer meal, canning, pickling, and curing, because we cure a lot of our sausages ourselves, as well as bacon and pork loin and prosciutto and things like that. So, and we have a couple of recipes that have gotten passed down to us from family members. So I want to make sure that I have it all documented. Same with the canning and pickling. Now, a lot of it I did get from my mom, but some of it I had researched it myself, because I don't want to use as much sugar, and because sugar is part of the pickling process, it's a preservative just like salt is. I had to find my own recipes that don't necessarily either take as much sugar or don't take any sugar at all and are still as good and safe. So, and then I do my own freezer meals. So, and I have a couple of recipes that I do in rotation all the time. Some of it are in my head, but you know, I'm not always going to be around if I ever need to pass it on to somebody else. So I would like to put that in there. And then for the binder, the third binder, I left it for breakfast and baking, and I think I'm gonna add actually fish to the binder 1, but for the binder 3, so breakfast and baking. Now for baking, it's pretty much things like probably like banana bread, cinnamon buns, things like that, because I keep all of my Christmas baking and my seasonal holiday baking in my holiday planner, so I keep all that in there. So I think I will link the video down below, up in a corner, how I set that up. So I think this is pretty good, so I'm just gonna add fish. I don't think I'm missing anything, and I want to kind of make it so because my husband cooks as well, so if he needs to find a recipe, it's easy for him to find. Okay, so I finished. Let me give you a bit of a tour. This is meat and fish. I haven't put anything in this front yet, not sure if I want to. So nothing in this pocket. And then when you open up, first thing you see is chicken. And I kind of grouped them. So this is the butter chicken, and then I have chicken sag. So I group them by, so these are like Indian recipes. So that's what I have here. And then over here I have Thai chicken lettuce wraps that we really like. And then I left an empty spot here, and this one is for I have lemongrass chicken thighs, which is also a recipe for a Thai recipe, but I ran out of ink on my printer, and my husband's on a call in his office, so I can't go print out my recipe, so I'm gonna add it later. And then I have Italian recipes, and then I move on to pork, and I only have one here because like one of the other recipes that we make often, especially in the summertime, is pork chops, or we do pork souvlaki, but I'm not sure if I should write that out in case if like I said, for future, because it's all in my head, like the recipe's in my head. It's fairly simple, so I don't feel the need to put it in, but maybe I will just like we both know, my husband and I, well, pork chops is, there's not really a recipe, but pork souvlaki is just pork tenderloin cut up with and I marinate it in a Greek salad dressing, and I make my own salad dressing, so I guess I could write it out and put it in here. So, and then beef, again, very similar. I just have a couple different here. I have meatballs, I have pork tenderloin, and I have this other thing for barbecue that we make. So, but maybe I'm thinking I should maybe put this recipe into the freezer meals, because I do make a whole batch of it, and then I freeze it so we can just pull it out. It's kind of like hamburgers. And then the beer batter fish, it's just a recipe for the beer batter. So that's in that one. And then this one I'm still, it's drying, and I have soup, freezer meals, canning, pickling, curing, and then appetizers, seasoning, baking, breakfast salads, and vegetable sides. So kind of everything else together. So this one is appetizers. So again, I have my homemade taco seasoning and homemade ranch seasoning, and I decided to put this with appetizers because it is fairly common to use these in the dips that I make. And then I just wrote out who I got these recipes from, so I know what it's talking about. And creamy bacon and cheese dip, another dip. So, and then I just have, like, salads are pretty straightforward. It's just when I come across a salad that I don't typically make, I like to print it out. And then I also have a Caesar and a Greek salad recipe, and then cauliflower mac and cheese. I think this should have been under sides, I think, because this is just appetizer and Caesar, so I have to move this into the sides. And I have baking, and then I have so this is actually a bread that goes with that meat that I was talking about to make for freezer meal and for barbecue, like hamburgers, but they're not hamburgers. And then I have the rye recipe for rye bread, and then just whole bunch of different baking that I do for birthdays, cookies and stuff like that. So, and then I have my classic Belgian waffle, which I've used for years now. And then I also have a pancake one that I have to print out that I use. So that's in this one. And then this one I have to print out, well, actually my husband has to print out quite a bit of his recipes. So I have my soups, freezer meals, which, to be quite honest with you, I kind of do most of them out of my head, so I should, I guess, write out recipes here. And then canning and pickling, I have to print that out. And then curing, I just have one type of sausage in there, and I don't have a hot sausage recipe printed out yet. So I just wanted to kind of show you. I think this is definitely going to work better for me than the last one did, where I didn't even want to open it up because it was making me anxious because it was such a jumbled mess. But I think this will work. I might have to get more, maybe another binder, but we'll see. We'll see how this works, and I'll maybe at a later date give you an update how these are working for me and for my family. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're new, I would love for you to subscribe. And until next time, have a great day.